video by thanking our new subscribers, our returning subscribers. We really appreciate you guys. We always tell you that. And we thank you so much for taking time to watch our content, to like the video. And actually guys, please like the video, and we are going to appreciate so much. Today, I've decided to take you out so that we can see where the rich reef in Kenya, some of the places, not all, where the rich reef in Kenya. And you can see the house just outside the gate of one of the houses. And I hope that we cannot be asked to shoot. It's a very beautiful gate, a very beautiful house. And we are going to show you loud as we talk about the topic for today. Because the topic for today, I want us to look at two great men that have really made impact in this world. They are known all over the world. They are the talk of the town because of their contribution to humanity. You know, when you contribute to humanity, that is the greatest thing that you can ever do in this world. The blessings of someone, they are not counted by how much you have invested or the number of properties or rather your wealth. It is about how many people have you uplifted in your going upwards. And therefore these two great men have done a lot to change the lives of people, and they have been actually role models to many. Whom am I talking about? I'm talking about Usain Bolt, a Jamaican, who is all over known all over the world for his performance in 100 meters and 200 meters. He's already retired, but we still talk about him. Everybody talks about him. There are so many people that are participating in athletics that are actually saying their role model is Usain Bolt. And guys, we are going to see how Usain Bolt has changed the life of so many people, has contributed to the humanity. By the way, guys, some of these people, they have taken after the people that were there before them that really cared about other people. It is not just about themselves alone, it's about going up and moving with other people. So that is what I like about them, and that is why I'm going to talk about them today. So one of them is Usain Bolt, and the other one is Ibrahim Traoré. Ibrahim Traoré is the current president of Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is one of the countries in Africa. Is it the southern side of Africa or western? Western side of Africa, something like that. So he is one of the greatest presidents that we have ever had, that Africa has never had. This guy, we can go, the cameraman please, we can go so that I can show them. So this plot is not built. It's 100 by 100, I think, and it is not built. It's like it is under construction, and that is why we can see iron sheets, and there is some maize planted inside there. This is another plot that has not been constructed. We have napier grass in it, and there is a bush, sort of bushy area where we can see man caves, but we are not going to take you those sides. So we are going to show you today the great places that rich people live. By the way, guys, I saw where the rich people live in Jamaica. Very nice houses, very great houses, very cool places. Like the place where Asafa Powell lives. And that is what? What do we call the place? What is it called? I'll tell you when I remember. I remember it is one of the names in USA, one of the posh areas in United States of America. It has such a name. What is it called? Is it Buffalo? No.
Buffalo Hills.
Buffalo Hills. Wow, the cameraman is doing justice. He's reminding me Buffalo Hills. And this area, I found it is very posh. And we had Asafa being actually interviewed. I think it's Oldmire who was interviewing him, and he was saying how costly it is. So we have another house here. You can see the surroundings are very well decorated. The outside, the gate is so posh, and even outside the gate, can you show them? outside the gate there is, then it is made very, very well with the tiles. These are tiles, eh? Very, very beautiful. So we are going to show you where the rich live in Kenya, and we have another one on the other side. You can show them the house. Please hurry up so that we can be able to show them. You move straight forward. So we have that one, a very beautiful. So this is the place where the rich live in Kenya. So I was talking about Ibrahim Traoré. This man is actually a man who has sacrificed so that he can change the world. Do you know, this man put himself in danger. Actually, he overtook the government of Burkina Faso from the president who was there before, and he arranged a coup. And he succeeded to overthrow the government and actually take charge, and he was in the army. Can you imagine this guy? So that you can know what I am talking about. You can see the gate there, and you can see the surrounding. The gate is actually built in such a way that even when you are under there, you cannot be rained off. And you can see the fence. Very, very beautiful. So, Ibrahim Traoré sacrificed himself. He was an army man, and he actually overthrew the government, and he was saying he overthrew the government because he was saying they are not taking care of the common man. They were just taking care of themselves and building mansions for themselves and enriching themselves. And therefore he decided, I'm going to fight for the common man, just like Sankara. Yeah, there was this guy who was actually assassinated, Sankara, who was actually a very, very good president, and he was actually after the development of his people, the countrymen. So you can see, guys, the way it is beautiful here. So Ibrahim Traoré became the president after the government was withdrawn by the army, was overthrown by the army, and therefore he took charge. And when he took charge, he said he's not going to have what we call the people who come from outside, who take a lot of influence in the country and actually come and destroy the country. So he refused all the foreigners, and he refused the country to be manipulated by the foreigners. And that way, he created a lot of enemies outside Burkina Faso, abroad actually. And he has faced a lot of attacks, and his own countrymen have been used to attack him. But I love the way he has remained strong and has fought and has been steadfast in what he believes in and what he works for. Ibrahim Traoré, as we talk now, Burkina Faso has become the investors' home. Most of the African presidents are now feeling jealousy because they thought, because of the stand that Ibrahim Traoré took, the investors are going to run away from him, and Burkina Faso is going to be poor and bankrupt, and the economy will actually go down. But who is God? This guy, after taking a very firm stand, the economy of that country has started going up, and actually people are running there to invest because they can see a future in this guy. Apart from that, he started a unity of, I think, 5 countries. So there is Burkina Faso, there is Mali, there is Niger, there is Cote d'Ivoire, and there is another country. I can't remember which one. So they have combined 5 countries, and they have called themselves a name. They have given themselves a name. In other words, they are uniting to form United States of the 5 countries. And I was asking, do you have, especially the African leaders, do you have to steal to be famous? Do you have to steal for people to like you? Accumulate wealth. Let me talk about accumulating wealth so that people can see you are rich and adore you and actually get to like you. This guy is liked by everybody in Africa and outside Africa because of taking a firm stand, fighting for the countrymen of the people of his country, and standing firm and refusing to be manipulated, refusing to bow to the pressure of the outsiders. And let me tell you guys, this country is growing at a very high rate. By the way, do you know something else about Ibrahim Traoré? And that made me to shoot this video. The other thing about him, he actually refused to be given a salary of of a president. He survives by the salary of when he was in the army. So he's paid a salary of an army man, and yet he's the president of Burkina Faso. So you can see another one, guys. Here's another house, and you can see the gate. I tell you, this is very, very beautiful places here in Kenya. This is Kiambu County in the central region of the country. So Ibrahim Traoré is not paid the salary of a president. He's paid the salary of an army man. Apart from that, he's not followed by a convoy of very expensive vehicles like the African presidents do. And like we saw the other day. So he does not exaggerate. He does not exaggerate his status to an extent of exploiting the poor people so that he can have a convoy of very expensive vehicles and boosting for people, actually showing off with very, very expensive vehicles and expensive suits like we are showing off here in Kenya. Talking about a tie that is worth 20,000 and a watch that is worth 1 million, and a suit, a shoe that is worth 50,000 Kenyan shillings. Very expensive things, and our readers are not ashamed to go and boast about them. But this guy, instead of wearing expensive suits, he actually wears the army uniform. Can you imagine? Such a humble man, such a down-to-earth man. And this has made people to love him so much. This has made people to love him so much. Actually, guys, this is a road, and there are motorbikes passing. And you can see, we are just saying hi to them. They are our friends. Yeah, so this guy, he has refused to go with very, very expensive vehicles. He actually drives a normal car, a simple car. And he does not wear those suits that are so expensive. He just wears the army uniform. He actually is set to change the lives of his countrymen. He is set to bring change to everything that has happened before in Burkina Faso. And this is a guy who is actually 38 years. 38 years, and he's doing tremendously well in Burkina Faso. Guys, have you ever seen a great man who does not want to buy so expensive clothing? Who does not want to drive very expensive vehicles? Who does not want to be seen up there and worshipped by people? Because most of the African leaders, they want people to worship them. They want people to fear them. They want people to run when they see them. That is not the kind of leadership that we would actually want. And that is why I decided to shoot this video of this guy who is so humble, so down to earth, and yet he is the president of one of the countries in Africa. He has just humbled himself to serve his people. He is a servant of the people. And that is what I love about him. Guys, you can see maize here in Kenya. This is a maize corn. You can see they have actually grown. Yeah, so the reason why I decided to actually shoot this video, because I could imagine a whole president always wearing the army uniform. So you can imagine a whole president of a country in Africa. And you know, the presidents in Africa or the leaders in Africa, they want to be feared. They want to be worshipped. They want people to bow to them. They want to accumulate wealth so that they can actually be considered the richest in the whole world. And therefore, that is why I decided to shoot this video of Ibrahim Traoré. He does not want to accumulate wealth to himself, but he wants to change the lives of the people of Burkina Faso. So, Ibrahim Traoré, I am giving him a shout out, or rather, is it a shout out? or clapping for him for the great work he's doing in Burkina Faso. Apart from that, we actually looked at the projects he has undertaken. There is a bank he has started so that his country can grow to the next level, and this bank is supposed to be invested by the people from his country, and they're supposed to borrow loans at a favorable rate so that they can develop. Imagine such a guy who is thinking about the simple man, the man who cannot actually be able to feed themselves. That is the man to celebrate. He's a man to applaud. And apart from that, he actually declared that there be no gold coming to his country, because I'm sure maybe if those gold come to Burkina Faso, they are going to ruin the economy. So he has prohibited gold being brought in Burkina Faso. He is taking steps to transform Burkina Faso to actually a great country in Africa. And they have combined 5 countries to develop themselves. I hope our readers are going to learn about it, and they bring about the unity of Africa without actually roughing themselves, being selfish, but actually taking care of the common man, the man who elected them to power. So I really felt I have to talk about him because of the changes he's bringing to the common man in Burkina Faso. The other guy that I was talking about is Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt has a sprinting record that has not been broken, and it is very, very hard to break it because this guy has set the bar high. We have talked about it. And I want to say Usain Bolt has become a role model to so many people. There are so many people that are actually learning the short distance races, and they have been motivated by Usain Bolt. One of them is Johan Break. Johan Break actually declared that Usain Bolt is his role model. And I was looking at somewhere, Johan Break was talking about the sprinters in Jamaica, and when I was looking at the Olympics 2024, I could see that this guy had foreseen what can happen to the sprinters of Jamaica. He talked about it, I think, in 2022. And he said he cannot see people growing to be sprinters in Jamaica unless they take steps. And he said that the reason why the young generation are not going to succeed in sprinting and breaking the records that were there, the record put by Usain Bolt and himself, Johan Break, he said that most of the youth, unlike them, when they were actually participating in these games, there was not a lot of media interference and a lot of social media, social media publicity. Let me talk about that. And therefore he said that most of the young people, when they want to train and to commit themselves to these hard tasks that requires a lot of training, a lot of commitment, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, they are carried away by social media, and they do not train. Though they are talented, they do not train to the maximum. And Johan Break actually prophesied, I think I can say prophesied, that most likely the young people will not break the records that have been set before, and I think because of lack of commitment, lack of hard work, a lot of involvement in social media, and therefore they cannot completely be committed to what they are doing. That is Johan Break. And this was mentored, this is a person that was mentored by Usain Bolt. And I tell you that this guy, Usain Bolt, he has mentored many who actually know him and some that do not know him. Johan Break had the opportunity to meet Usain Bolt because they come from the same country, Jamaica. Asafa Powell was there before, and therefore Usain Bolt has become a mentor to many. Let us look at who? Savell, Kisain Thompson, and even the ladies that are participating in the short distance races. Tina, Elaine, Tia, and there are so many people that are coming up in Jamaica that are participating in short distance races because Usain Bolt has actually motivated them. And outside Jamaica, we have others. We looked at this guy who is from Botswana, and he was saying his motivator, his greatest motivator is actually Usain Bolt. So Usain Bolt has actually become a mentor to many, a role model to many, and many people aspire to just be like him. Actually, guys, we are on the road, and therefore you see vehicles passing, motorbikes passing, and therefore please bear with us because of the noise. There is the noise of the lorry, the noise of the vehicles, the noise of everything. So Usain Bolt, most of the people that are running short distance races, actually, by the way, guys, do you know people right now, they are running and training and working hard to break his record. Did you know that? Everybody is talking about breaking the record of Usain Bolt. Everybody is actually working hard and putting a lot of effort to break the record of Usain Bolt. The ladies, the gentlemen that are participating in the short distance races, Alfred from St. Lucia, the people from Jamaica, the ones that run the short distance races, the men and the women, everybody. Actually, there is so many videos that have been shot on whether this record can be broken. But like I have told you, it needs a lot of commitment, it needs a lot of hard work, it needs a lot of sacrifice, it needs a lot of what? A lot of determination to actually break the record of Usain Bolt. Right here in Kenya, we have known Usain Bolt for his contribution in the 100 meters and 200 meters, and we know already his record has not been broken. He has set the bar too high because this is a man who was committed to what he is doing. He was committed to sacrifice for the work that he was doing, and he has become, like I have said, a mentor to many, a role model to many, an idol. People who admire him, people who worship him, people who look upon him to see themselves doing great job like he has done. By the way, do you know, I'm sure Noah Treis was working tirelessly day and night to try and break Usain Bolt's record. Kissen Thompson is working day and night to see whether he can break this record. And so many people, not just that, even outside Jamaica, in America, those that participate in the short distance races, in Canada, in Paris, everywhere, people are competing to break that record. Do you know this guy has set the bar too high that everybody commemorates him, everybody talks about him, everybody adores him, everybody talks about him. Even here, we are in Kenya now, we are not in Jamaica. We are very, very far away from Jamaica, and yet we are talking about Usain Bolt. Apart from that, Usain Bolt has touched so many young people by way of sponsorship. He actually sponsors the young, talented people who are interested in athletics, and he sponsors them to go for training, to go, and I'm sure, maybe, I'm not very sure whether he has a training center where he can train the people who wants to run and break records like he did. He should actually have a courage whereby he will be training these young people how to be committed, how to be serious, how to be zealous, how to be hardworking, so that they can actually break this record that he set the bar too high. So Usain Bolt is celebrated all over the world, and I've told you, he has become the talk of the town everywhere. Even now, when we are looking at the Jamaicans sprinting and running so hard, we were actually looking at them to see whether they can break the record of Usain Bolt. So he has become a mentor to many. He has become a role model to many. He has become an example to many. He has become an idol to many, and we celebrate him today. He's a man who has brought a lot of change, just like the man I've just talked about, Ibrahim Traoré. And we celebrate the people that have put a lot of effort to bring change in this world, to bring the positivity that we need, to make people admire to go to the next level. And I'm sure most people would want to go to the next level because of Usain Bolt and Ibrahim Traoré. Most leaders in Africa are actually now looking at Burkina Faso and admiring the country because of the great transformation taking place. Because of a great man who stood and worked hard and stood his ground and had his principle and said, I am going to work for my people. Usain Bolt we are celebrating today because he worked hard, he sacrificed his time, his energy, his life, so that he can bring a great life. Today we celebrate those two men that have made a lot of impact in the whole world. Everybody in the whole world talk about them. And before I complete, I want to show you the greenhouses that are there. There people grow flowers. Actually, it is people from outside the country, from abroad. They grow flowers.
Asians.
And for importation. Very nice flowers. They are there in those greenhouses.
Exportation.
Exportation, not importation. Sorry, guys. Exportation. So we have those flowers that are grown there in those greenhouses. So we are going to complete our video there. See you during the next video. Bye bye and God bless.